Oh wow, I got a bunch of people here already. Hey everybody. What's up? How's everyone doing? Beating Hotline Miami? Oh, beaning? Straight up beaning it? In Hotline Miami. Let's just say, my beans. What's up, Barney? What's up, RZ Zombie? Avoided? Husband? Swag Kinzuge? Okay. So, today we're gonna do a few hours. I need to stop around 5-ish, probably, if I want to get a run in before dinner. Um, so pretty good amount of time. I have some good progress on my space level. Um, so I'm kind of finding that thinking about layouts is difficult to do on stream because I'm sitting there quiet for long periods of time. So what the stream should just be is when I have a good plan and a good list of sprites and I just need to start, grinding sprites, that's when we can stream. And nothing too crazy. Like if I was streaming doing the planetarium, it would have been a lot harder because there was a lot of problems I had to solve, and it's still not perfect. But yeah, so I have basically all the props here that are going to get replaced. So if something looks weird and out of place, it's almost certainly not supposed to be there. It will get replaced eventually. So let's show off the planetarium because I don't think anyone's seen it yet in full action. So you can still see the enemies in the player decently, but I did want it to be a hazard, right? Like, eventually I'll playtest this, and if no one else can get past it but me, uh, we'll consider reducing the visibility and maybe even making it easier, like enemy engagement wise. Oh, I'm playing terribly now. I should have used that on the fat. Okay. You know, that's the that's what I'm missing. I'm supposed to shoot that fat first. There we go. That's the pattern. So pretty happy with this. I had a lot more ideas that I wanted to do with this, um, but we just ran into a frame rate limit, even with our meta editor. And if you watch the tutorial video I put out recently, hold on, let me reduce the sound of my music. There we go. So yeah, we ended up not being able to do as many frames as I wanted, but we found a cool tool that lets me create spinny planet sprites and post them to a sheet, and then I manually did my two things. I also had a comet going by, but like a comet was gonna streak by, but the frame rate that I set for this is too slow for it to look good. It's too choppy looking. So either you keep it smooth and slow, which that's not good for a comet, or it's like so I'm pretty happy with this. And then this is gonna be. I already have the sprite made for this. We'll see this in a second. Um, so yeah. Okay, I'm wasting time. Again, still having the darkness. I just haven't changed it since you guys gave me some feedback on it. It's like I haven't touched it since then. It'll get fixed at some point, but I kind of want to get the rest of the floor done before I go back to it because it's in a good state. Like conceptually, it's working. It's what I wanted. Animals, placement design. It's you gotta have to get good. I'm sick of the campaigns where it's like four easy dudes in a floor and you can just like get through it in 2 seconds. It makes me fall asleep even when the sprites are good. if I put all this work into the level being good looking, you're gonna have to be in this floor for a while until you figure it out. It's nothing too crazy, in my opinion. It's nothing compared to 100 cult demands from you. Um, so it'll be subject to feedback, and also there will be an easy mode at some point. So if you do just want to shoot dudes, not have to die. Um, let's see here. Low key reminds me of the one place from New Vegas, one with the tour robots. Fallout 3 better. Yeah, the Fallout 3 had a planetarium. I remember this. It's probably vaguely influential in the back of my head. But the majority of the influence from this is me being in the actual Air and Space Museum in DC. That's where I got the ideas for most of this. Little wall double barrels, an underrated item. Uh, yeah, I haven't really done anything with that. It's hard to see, right? So it's more of a in the editor, so it's more of like an Easter egg. Yeah, that's an item that's going to be replaced. That's what we're doing first, actually, Jerry. Um, so yeah, spoiler alert, the tip of a commercial airliner it comes up later in the game, but we are going to actually change that. We're going to add a frame to that, and it'll be so that's what we're doing first. So let's show the world. Close this tab. Let's show the world what we're planning. So what is in pink is what we're hoping to do today. I don't think I'll get through all of it because I started this um, a little late. I sat down and I was like, all right, time to stream. And then I was like, you know what? I need to do laundry because the laundry was piling up really bad. And I'll have to pull out of the dryer probably pretty soon here, but that won't take too long. Um, so blue is finished relatively. It's in the game at least. Yellow is it's sprited. It needs to be added to the game, and this pink is what I want to be doing next. Um, so we have a good amount of stuff to do. So first thing we're doing is we are making an SR-21 Blackbird because these things are really cool, and so we're not gonna fit the whole ship into it, but it's gonna be in there. And I need to. The very first thing is figuring out, or not 2171. Um, about the same thing. I gotta get the scale right on these, but we'll figure it out. 881 by 254. Or 188. Am I dyslexic? Yeah, it's 188. 188 by 254. Right. This right? This doesn't seem wide enough. Maybe it's alright. It's a diner counter, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, I guess it is that size. Yeah, the plane would actually work, but I want to add the Blackbird. Like, I feel like you totally could get away with the plane being there. Um, but it doesn't quite fit the theme as it's not air and space, it is just space. So we're doing a Blackbird. Let's see here. It's got this interesting shape. Yeah, the nine years in development is approaching quickly. It's kind of scary. Okay, so is this facing that direction? Right now I'm on my other tab just looking for size comparisons. Oh, here we go. So this is two planes in one. How did it get flipped? Okay, whatever. Also, uh, this looks way too small. Let me get a comparison man in there. Don't have one on this worksheet yet. Okay, so that's way too small. So let's get rid of the half of the plane that isn't what I want. Did I cut off too much? I did. GIMP does this annoying thing where you can't grab the item when it's underneath another item. Drives me nuts. So let's see here. How do we like that? And then Mr. Hammer, come here. I don't know if this is the right side, like shape. The top part does not look. It looks a little too straight lined. Well, some of it, like, see, like in this real image, it looks like it curves more compared to like this. See, it looks like it flares out more than comes back in. So I'm hesitant to use this as a comparison. Something. Oh, I was using that outline as like, okay. Have you checked out the new version of GIMP 3.0? Personal input when a few patches is program is few. I haven't not touched this in ages. When I got this computer in 2018, I reinstalled GIMP on it. I was like, oh my gosh, it's a night mode. This is different than what I'm used to. And then I got used to it and didn't ever like change it. And I don't want to learn anything new. If there's something truly impressive, if I was looking for, I know GIMP's like open source, so I was looking for like a Sprite style animation tool that I could add to it. And if they add something like that, that would be worth upgrading. But until then, I have not touched or updated anything. Does a Blackhawk sound good, Rob? Not for the space. Not for my space level. What's dropping first, Real Human Being 3 or Half-Life 3? Apparently Half-Life 3's coming. I mean, wasn't... Okay, so what if... Oh, it almost fits. We're gonna take some artistic liberties with this. So I'm thinking of cutting it off here. Like right there. So let's cut that. Go away. No, it's because it's underneath the item. Oh, right, look at that. I literally think I'm gonna make the nose cone a different item. Like the nose point. The tools are good. I really just hated how it felt to do anything in it. Um, like if I had to do the animations myself, I would learn Sprite. It was just since you're better at it than me and you were doing them, I just let you handle it and you learn it, Jerry. Does this screw anything else up? Probably screwed this up. But I already have you saved over here, so okay. Look how blurry that is. We gotta fix that. First off, hammer, you're getting in the way. Man, look how blurry it is now since I've resized it 8 times. Gonna give you some cataracts, but I think that seems a bit more appropriate. I'm gonna widen it a little bit though. Maybe. So the copy paste of a section actually makes a new layer instead of keeping it in the current layer. That would be nice. That's how the old one, like on my old laptop, like if you did copy and paste like this, you could erase this before you've pasted it down, and like the way that you can draw on it. And not having that was really annoying. Eventually I got used to it, but that was something I missed from the old version. So if they brought that back, that's my laundry. I'll be right back. It was not ready yet. I left it on quick dry, so some of that stuff was still damp. Alrighty, what were we doing? Still feel like this thing needs to be wider, but this seems like a good, like how the engines work. But this needs to be like, it's gonna be hard now that it's so blurry. Let's see if we can't find that image again. Start over. Yeah, all the top downs make it look like it's got this straighter where other images, are these like conceptual images? Or is it just the angle that I'm looking at it? Oh, look at this. Oh, you don't have an alpha channel? did I have it? Just put it, just overlay it. Oh, well, okay, we'll deal with it for now, and then I'll just get erasing it. Yeah, it might be worth checking out GIMP 3, but it's like what did they take away? Like I don't know if some of the things are worth it because I just know my way around GIMP now so well. It's like, will whatever it's offering in terms of productivity actually speed things up for me at this point? Okay. I feel like I'm screwing the curve up immediately. What's up, bar? What is this? Okay, so what if I did this? Get rid of all this. When I start the level, the screen keeps flickering and soon after crashes. Any ideas how to fix it? I don't know what on earth the issue is, but I've seen it plenty of times, and it's when you probably changed the tiles recently, right? And so basically, for whatever reason, you need to spam save on the final level and back out, go back into the editor and play it again, or try to play it from like not the editor way, but the other way you play it, like from the from the screen where you choose. And so like I've just formed a habit of just like control S, spam, 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 save, backing out, start it again. If it keeps doing it, just keep doing that, and it fixes it for me. I was dealing it with this just recently on this floor. Like like if I change this and this, let's see if it does it. It's probably not enough. No, it's not enough. But I know what you're talking about. But yeah, just save on the final floor that you have, and that should help. And if not, you need to start just downsizing your floor in terms of like what you've put on the floor. Um, like if you have way too many enemies, like if you've gone well beyond what the editor has warned you about. A lot of destructible items like a lot of the flickering stuff like computer screens, like anything that would cause optimization issues in a normal game does so unfortunately in this one, even though they're sprites. Multi-frame items. Have I ever had a level corrupt? I don't think so. Like the saving in this seems pretty good. I know that if you use the better editor, there can be some issues. I know I saw that recently Lego had some issues. Any other ugly, thick, dark? I think the bug has something to do with adding too many objects between savings, and it keeps both added and deleted items, causing something to overload, then flick and crash. Yeah, that I could see that where you change too much in one go before saving. Because like I notice it mostly when I'm doing a lot of tiles, but tiles are really unoptimized in the editor. Okay. These are weirdly. What's going on, gangsta sheet? Oh my goodness. Can't. There we go. Narrow this in. Oops. I want this little pointier though. What the heck? Is pointy enough? Wondering where it got these lines from. Just looking at it, like all this extra detail, it seems pretty smooth. Yeah, maybe. Like they're definitely there in the original here. Or like panels, right? Indicators. But like if you look at this image, this is baby smooth. There's maybe some lines here because they're panels, right? They don't need to be black outlines for sure though. I'm just trying to get the general shape. Once we go through detailing, they can come back. This thing is gaslighting me. See how it goes straight here? Like all of them, we keep it like a spaceship. Just straight. But then I look at real images of the thing. And it's like looks like it tapers back in this way. Oh, here's a good shot. Still though, like a little, just a few frames, just like a little fatter where the cockpit is. I'm being too anal about this, but Anyways, the bulge needs to be here. So I keep you. Would I buy a pen that looks like a Blackbird? I feel like that's a thing, right? What's up, Foos? We're making a Blackbird. Yeah, I can firmly say I don't like this as much. Come back. Okay. Try to recenter it a bit. Oh, what is this for? It's for the space floor. It's the way this guy goes. I've been pretty good. I saw Jerry Seinfeld last night perform live. He was okay. It's not really my kind of humor. Um, because he's old. What's funny is his opening two acts opened up with like airplane related jokes. Like, what's the deal with airplanes? They didn't say that specifically, but they complained about like the typical airplane stuff that a comedian would point out. And my brother and I got a kick out of that because it's such a Jerry Seinfeld cliche. My aunt, who was the one who offered to bring me, was not happy with his performance. Said that he just complained, and I was like, yeah, yeah, that's his whole act. That's what he's known for. What's the deal with the editor? What do you mean I can't have the jungle background? It's in the game already. Oh, that's right. This whole thing's screwed. A long time ago, I've seen the movie Airplane. This thing looks such like a Star Wars fighter. What's the deal with 1900 Colt? Danny's making a new player character that's really fucking annoying. That's, and we're kind of trying to make layouts to figure out how to use it. Okay, now let's make the cockpit better. It's 2 windows, first of all. One is like a legit triangle. Standalone mod without a story. Yeah, honestly, if you just had like cool combat and stuff, that'd be fine, you know? Like most people's big fumble is focusing too much on the story and you're clicking through walls of text, right? Um, let's see here. Let me change my music. So yeah, I would be pro. You know, I wouldn't say that you need a story when you're like gonna have something that's like a big campaign or something. Um, like your thing definitely won't reach the same level of memorableness if you don't have characters. Like I look at Ocho and I'm very happy that didn't have a story, but at the same time it's like you kind of you a narrative in a video game is important because it um gives context to what you're doing. And not every game needs a story, but you know, especially if you're just starting out and just want to learn, yeah, you could just do some fun combat. You know, that's what people are there for the video game at the end of the day. Yeah, 4 to 5 levels, something you got. Um, why do you use GIMP and not a pixel art program? It's just what I'm used to. Yeah, GIMP was free and easy when I first started out. I was against spending money, because I didn't have any money to spend, and now it's too late for me. Other than Sprite, what's a good pixel art program that I should be using? I'm genuinely curious. And I said earlier on the stream, I would learn Sprite if I didn't have Jerry, who has Sprite and kind of does things for me. Yeah, the story's ambitious. I would say it would be good if you just launched with no story and just had some fun, like little short levels. I remember there was that like Neo Tokyo thing that was really good for its time, and the demo didn't have any story, and that's fine. That's good. Just straight to to the meat of what I want, which is to shoot and stab people in video games. Like I don't think I would have even ever learned GIMP if Microsoft Paint had uh, like an alpha channel. Like that's how like entrenched I was. Okay, is this? They feel off by a pixel. They are off by a pixel. Interesting. Come here. Wait, is it divisible? Or is it? Okay, yeah, cool. Like GIMP has everything I need to do simple sprites like these. The color selector tool is a game changer. Yeah, yeah. Without that, that would make life a lot harder. Like way harder. Apparently, this thing is centered. In my reference image, it doesn't look centered at all. But then looking at the top down, it's definitely centered. Whatever the heck this is, gotta go wait. I used to be in the trenches for modding this game. I would make the levels and sprites on Steam Deck. I would make the levels and sprites on it. What? Why are you doing it on a stack? Is that all you had? Okay, actually, that was probably a bad call. Let's just paste it. No water exposure. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Did did the editor even work? We're reaching new levels of poverty. It's probably more of a detail. S's suck. Okay. I'm trying to do the outline, and here I am doing like detail work. Okay. Have you played the newest Assassin's Creed game, or at least what's your thoughts on it as an outsider? I have played it a little bit because it came free with my computer CPU. I fried my CPU because my motherboard was defective, and they gave me a full refund for it. But I was like, it was weird. So I paid 2,000 for the PC, but then an additional 300 for shipping, handling, taxes, and then another like 100 for insurance or something like that. And so they gave me the full refund on the 2,000, but it was like, well, okay, if I buy the same thing over again, I'm gonna have paid like $2,800 instead of $2,400 for it because they didn't refund me on the shipping and all the and taxes and all that other stuff. So I was like, it's got to be one piece. And so I went through this whole adventure figuring out what was wrong. Not, and so I got 6 months of Ubisoft subscription, and I got Assassin's Creed Shadows for free. So I have played it, and the world is very impressive, and the writing is the most generic shit I've ever seen in my life. I saw in the previews that the like voice acting was atrocious, and since I'm someone who knows how to read, I did the immersive mode where they speak Japanese. Much better, but the story is still the most generic thing possible. Where like the it's like she's like, "Father, I am ready." He's like, "No, you are not ready for battle, but I am ready." And he's, "Oh, it's time for your training." It's like the most generic Japanese kind of style story ever. It's basically the same plot as Kung Fu Panda, but also I'm only like maybe 2 hours into it. I am very impressed with the wind physics in that game. All the trees are moving. There's so many leaves flying around. Um, that is what I noticed. As for the controversy of the game, I genuinely don't think it was as out of wokeness. I think it was out of trying to stand out in the crowd. Like people were like, "Why didn't you just use a normal Japanese dude?" And it's like every samurai game, it's a Japanese dude, you know? Because obviously that's like the most intentional thing. Um, so having like Yasuke is like you see it on the box, and it's very clearly an identifiable marketing thing, but it pissed everybody off. I do think it's like people looked into his history, and he's like he did not do what the at all what they're saying he did in the game. I mean, obviously, but like I would have said that he's inspired by Yasuke as like a Portuguese slave turned samurai instead of saying it literally is this dude because he's this historical figure. Um, so yeah, he doesn't bother me. I do see the optics of having like a foreign guy like destroy all of your um like religious symbols, right? Um, but it's like I don't really care. Sorry. Actually, against what Psycho named Jerry says, I don't really care that much about Japan. In terms of like compared to a lot of Westerners, like I'm not enamored with their culture. It's too much. I think it's neat, samurais are cool and stuff, but like some people think Japan has all the answers, and it's probably just because I know a lot of World War II history, and I know how evil those bastards can get. I only read the subtitles and not the crappy American dubs. Yeah. Assassin's Creed has a game where Hitler took over Europe with a Apple totally accurate to World War II. They have a game? There actually I was looking into this. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's in my server. I was laughing so hard at this book cover for like one of the extended universe Assassin's Creed things. Um, because I was like on the wiki maybe 3 weeks ago, being like, what even happens in the games? Look at this. Vietnam assassin. That's so fucking hilarious. He's got the hood and the blade still. Like they still transfer the like assassin look to a U.S. soldier's Vietnam outfit. That is such a funny. Oh, I would love a Vietnam era Assassin's Creed. That would be the most ridiculous thing ever. The default Gantt background colors make me want to tear my hair out because they're the exact same colors that Dennis uses for metal. Yeah, yeah. I definitely try to add a background color immediately because of that. Assassin's Creed doesn't work past the 1860s. It's just too goofy. Yeah. Um, at some point, it just turns into guns too much. I didn't really play that Assassin's Creed that's like in the Revolution, but I know you just straight up get a revolver in it. I guess it's Britain, so it might make some sense why there's not that many firearms, but by then you had bolties. Here's my nuanced take on this. Japan has some really cool stuff, but sadly anime exists and it ruins everything it contains. Yeah, I just don't like anime aesthetically. It's just gross. And it's like hashtag not all anime, but a lot of it gets creepy sexually. Okay, I'm kind of thinking of turning this into like shaded. Like a pixel shade, but I'd really like the anime culture stuff is pretty crazy. Because like did that kind of goofiness and like even not anime, but just the eccentricities that modern Japan has in terms of its like absurdities, did that exist prior to the bombs dropping, or is this like something exclusively comes from the generations afterwards? Like, were there elements in that beforehand? Because it just seems so different than like the stoic, like Japan of the past. Did we break their brains by dropping nukes on them and totally change their entire outlook, or did this let their like freak flag fly? But yeah, in short, I'm not an Assassin's Creed Shadows Assassin's Creed hater. I actually like Ubisoft games to a degree. Obviously, they are extremely flawed games. But I like digital tourism and I like open worlds and I like basing things off of more of reality. And Ubisoft is often the one of the few sources that are also interested in doing that. Like I don't really care for fantasy. I'm more interested in like here is an actual accurate representation of New York City as opposed to like here's the Lord of the Rings. Oops. Anime has existed since the 1900s, according to Wikipedia. Uh-huh. Yeah, the old Assassin's Creeds that were like in niche time periods was cool. Now they're I feel like they're just chasing trends. Like Valhalla um was because The Witcher was successful, and Shadows is because the Ghost of Tsushima was successful. Like they're not. I guess there's no video games based in Greece, right? I guess kind of God of War, but that's yeah, I guess God of War, but that's a bit. Also, God of War is probably why Valhalla got greenlit too. Here's the well-known and beloved subway station for me. Yeah, yeah. No, I am not a Soulsborne guy. Never could get into those. Um, it's like on my list. It's like so many people like it. It's worth trying. I tried the first Dark Souls a long way back. Um, but I haven't had time to meet it on its level, and my backlogs is too big. But I'd be interested. I think what I should do is just start with Elden Ring at some point. And I think that one would click with me more. But watching certain people's like way they address it, like I had a friend showing me the game a bit, and then I was like watching the Noah Caldwell Gervais, and it's like these people. A lot of people aren't really interested in mastering the game. It's that they're enjoying the sandbox that lets you abuse the game. Like they're not actually interested in the fact that it's hard. It's that they can beat something that's claimed to be hard with easy methods by optimizing the fun out of it somehow by or like finding a specific item. Like specifically, my friend was showing me like his like he looks up online where to find a staff, and the staff is just broken. And it's like they're get the enjoyment they're extracting from the game is because they ab- abused it. It's why like that's a large demographic of gamers is people that just want to break the systems and enjoy it on their own. Um, a huge reason GTA is the size that it is because people were able to load in and just use cheat codes and run around. Like a huge percentage of like the normie gamer has no interest in like the story of GTA. They just want to do the especially younger kids. They just want to do the sandbox elements. And I feel like if you tap into that, you have a much higher chance of success. Assassin's Creed during the Paleolithic would be something, but Far Cry did that. I liked Far Cry Primal. The translation of like the mechanics of Far Cry um into caveman was so funny. Like being able to have like bee bombs and stuff. Like that shit was hilarious. People got upset with that one, and it's like I don't get it. There's no other caveman games, and you just like genocide the Neanderthals, like how we actually did. Like that goes hard. I don't care if they like get a little goofy with it. That game went hard. That was also one of the most like gory and like not edgy, but like it doesn't hold back for especially for a Ubisoft game. I was surprised. It's like you kill a dude and like you can see his wiener, and it's like that's specifically seeing his wiener. It's not what I care about. It's that it's trying to show a raw, um, like trying to show like what they actually were going like it's a raw look into the world. Um, Not trying to censor anything for modern sensibilities, which is interesting. Yeah, Paleolithic Assassin's Creed would be funny. Um, I feel like they need to do Rome, right? Like I didn't play the Egyptian one, but I noticed like they show you like a timeline of like most of the new games when you first boot up Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it says that the Egyptian one is based during like 40 BC or something, which is like when the Romans had Egypt in their control. So I guess it is kind of Roman. I'd have to look it up, but I assumed it would be like way in the past because it's Egypt. It's like the oldest civilization. I was kind of shocked it was that far into Egypt's history because Egypt has such an old history. Like to set it during like the 40s, but you know, need more caveman games. Yeah, it was just cool. It was just a cool game. The bee bombs and like they made the bow. You had a lot more options with the bows, and because there weren't firearms, like things that typically I didn't find fun in Far Cry, like the bows, were way better because it was your only ranged option, as a other than the spear. This spears were great. Should go making me want to replay that. Yeah, cool game. That was a cool game. There's a good Flintstone game on the NES. That's probably a little different. Yeah, but anyways, so I think Assassin's Creed Shadows it definitely didn't do good enough to save Ubisoft. Like they needed like a huge hit, and I think they just did fine. So I think they're gonna die. I think that's it for that company. You know, scene. Um, and they're not gonna go completely away, but they're gonna get bought out and probably change somewhat. I'd like it if it wasn't a Chinese company that bought them because they especially don't give a shit about the art about art in video games. Um, and their monetization is even like more egregious than anything you see in the West. But we'll see. Whatever. It's not my fault. Ubisoft's made a lot of mid too. Like Watch Dogs Legion was absolute garbage. What the what's it called? The Ghost Recon game was terrible. Oh, and then the big thing that I think really cost them all their money is that they invested in so many free-to-play games that ended up not coming out or getting shut down immediately. Like like I remember seeing all the things where it's like Ubisoft is planning to announce this, Ubisoft is planning to, and it's like, well, what are you doing, Ubisoft? You're putting your eggs all in the same basket of battle royale. And like their idea was like, well, one of them's bound to explode and net all of our money back and then some, and it's like it didn't. It didn't. I think you'd like Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's in my backlog. It's in my backlog. I have the first one from Epic, and then once I play it, I'll play the second one. I'm interested in it. I'm interested in the time period. I like historical based games, so and that one's like really hardcore into it. So I'm liking this. Let's make you wait. So I feel like I can make it a pixel higher. looks way better. It needs to be a space between air and force, though. This drives me nuts. This looks like a V in my brain. Like it's fine. Yeah, I wouldn't play it on hardcore, Jerry, on my first go around. I know that game's kind of known for being a big ass kicker already, so. Oh, the heck was that? Oh, Jesus. Oh, gosh. What combination of. Ah, okay. Shift plus mouse. I've never done this before. It's not recently. Come on, give me back to. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, that was funny. Somehow I've never triggered that. Ubisoft needs better managing in their company. Yeah, yeah. Well, apparently, and so like all the Me Too stuff came out in Ubisoft around 2018, and that's almost exactly where everything started going really shitty. And like the Me Too stuff cost them a lot of senior developers and or senior management, and it's like it kind of sounds like these rapey dudes at least knew how to run a video game company. Not that I said, not that the behavior was okay, but like, is like it, some of the worst choices kind of came in after that. You come back and it looks clean so far. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm enjoying how this is turning out as well. It's honestly not that hard if you're not a brain dead games journo, but hardcore stuff like disables fast travel and remove the player icon from the map, so you have to learn to navigate. I kind of like some of that stuff. Um, kind of like some of that stuff, but yeah. The big thing is like that combat looks daunting. Like we have to do all the different postures. I'm so bad at melee combat in games. It's not even funny how bad I am. Like I'm not that good at Assassin's Creed combat, and that's the most games journo shit. Also, won't lie, big reason I haven't continued anything Souls related. That's what I was doing wrong. I don't know if I like the pixel shading in here. I might keep it straighter. One of the rarest things I own is the Hotline Miami Gamers Edition. Oh yeah, like the $101 one thing when they first announced. I should have bought that. I didn't realize how big the game was gonna be to me, but I remember deliberating about it. But I was a cheapskate back in the day. Still am. Don't get me wrong, still am. In a pretty realistic fashion, enemies can't do shit against plate armor. That's funny. Star Wars has some of the best games ever made. That's what you think? I liked as a kid the Force Unleashed on my PS2. I did not like the sequel, and I don't really haven't played that much Star Wars since. Battlefront 2 as a kid, but it's like all nostalgia, like the original Battlefront 2. I mean, it makes sense that they would be good games in terms that like it's a fun universe, right? With a lot of possibilities, a lot of cool toys to play around with. What other Star Wars games are out there? I I I also got that new Ubisoft Star Wars game with when I did initially purchase my PC, and that was just the most miserable game ever. It was disgustingly bad. The stealth was annoying, the character was annoying, the performance was terrible, and I stopped after like 3 or 4 hours. Like on my 1080, it ran so bad in the open world segments, and it was also unplayable on mouse and keyboard. It just felt like trash. So yeah, Ubisoft at its best, I like their stuff, but Ubisoft at its worst. Ugh. Doesn't have Star Wars have a Red Dead knockoff that sucks? Okay, that's probably what I'm talking about because I think you get that shooting ability. I didn't even play long enough to get it, but yeah, it's a terrible video game. Which really sucks because I liked that developer's other stuff like The Division, and they stopped making The Division to make that. And it's a fucking Avatar game, which did not, surprisingly to the execs, because Avatar keeps selling well, like in the theaters. Let's see here. Star Wars Battlefront 2 will always be the peak. There's a Revenge of the Sith game. I didn't know this. It's probably pretty old. I know Republic Commando is good too. I remember watching the Mandalore video on that. That looked decent. I'd be interested in giving that one a shot at some point, even if it is like a really old FPS. It just seems cool. That's not what I wanted. Damn. Spore is a good evolution space game. I remember playing that a very long time ago on my like parents' computer way back in the day and being not super impressed with it even as a kid. But we enjoyed making our little dudes and having them run around. And at one point I did get to the space section. I don't know if the game continues on past that point, to be honest though, because I think that's where I stopped. But my parents were um, big time Christians, so they didn't really like the idea of us playing a game about evolution. I'm liking this. Speaking of good space games, got to see that Seth Shield played 2017 'cause it's the best shot games ever made. Yeah, I need to replay that. I think Toxic Coffee gifted it to me on PC. I played it on console back in the day, but it was me recovering from a surgery and I was high on painkillers half the time. And I remember like basic shit was like frustrating me because I was just like stupid and on painkillers. But I remember it, like once it clicked with me, enjoying it a good bit. I remember that. I remember liking it. I don't like this, but I'm gonna. They were just a little too overshit. A little bit more. Boop, 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 boop. A little better. I don't know what I was doing. That trying to add some damage maybe. System Shock 2. I mean, I imagine it's better than System Shock 2 because System Shock 2 doesn't play good anymore. I've tried twice now to get into it, and it's just a little too clunky for me. For its time, yeah, I get that it's like amazing. I'm not gonna say it didn't accomplish anything, but honestly, you don't even need to play Bioshock to play Prey. Um, like they're completely different games, but you should play both. I think almost you've missed a little bit of the mark on Bioshock. Like it's a little it's that thing hasn't aged super great. It's also stupid easy. But I enjoyed Bioshock a lot back in the day. This isn't working. Prey also has a fun plot twist that it totally spoils itself. If you do the the like fake out ending, there's an option for you to like abandon everybody and like like so you're on the ship and you got to save people. There's an option for you to just leave and get on an escape pod and leave. And if you do that, you get hit with these a little bit of dialogue that allows you to guess the spoiler ending, like the plot twist at the end. Um, so I would say just don't do that if you're gonna play it. Cholivik Bob. Cholivik Bob. Infinite has some nice art direction, but can't be very positive on the rest of it. Infinite? Oh, Bioshock Infinite. I liked it as a kid. I mean, it's just not a sandbox, right? It's just a shooter, right, with some powers. The other one, the other ones weren't exactly sandboxy either. Um, but there's a little bit more to it, and it wasn't linear. The game had a development hell mostly based off the fact that the Ken Levine was annoying, and like he was a perfectionist about like his vision, and it's like the original stuff seemed cool, and I don't know why it couldn't have worked. I can read it. My girlfriend's Ukrainian, and so I've been doing Duolingo. So I can read Ukrainian in terms of like I know what y'all's letters mean now. You know, Kaktala. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. The follow-up to Bioshock 1 that doesn't have Ken Levine's involvement is fun. It's definitely, yeah, it was definitely the best playing one in terms of mechanical, like, interest. Like, like, mechanical competence, I should say. Oh, wow. Robbie, your real last name is Salmonelli. You should change it back. It'll sound cooler. Is that my last name? Okay, this star sucks. So it kind of goes here. Let's see here. Hey, Gorbibo. How's it going, Mang? It's also thinking of just putting it on the engines. I like how a couple things that were broken in Bioshock 2 were fixed in the DLC, like the vending machine's not making any sounds when you're interacting with them. They brought that back. I remember you had like the the like Mexican guy vending machine, and like it's like great value one. Bowchuck 2 Stories God Awful reads like a total fan fiction, but it's my best. Yeah, it's ironic, and Ken Levine threw all of that out the window, and they closed the studio. Okay, we'll have to find an item for this needle, but we will find an item. It was yeah, it wasn't the second. Wasn't it just like what if Andrew Ryan was Lady? All right, I think we're good with that one. How long have we been streaming this one item for? 2 hours? Oh my god! Did you make the Berlin Blitz mod, or was that someone else? That was me. That was me. You played the Dead Space remake that year, and it was fantastic. Yeah, I like the originals, or at least the first two. So I'd like to go to it at some point. Okay, cool. Blackbird is complete. Maybe a little too small, but for the size that we had, good enough. Good enough. We can now make that one yellow. Okay, let's see here. Does this use the office trophy? It does. In 2 whole instances. There we go. Now 3 instances. Now it's justifiable. Okay. What we were doing? HP3, A props. Blind Esperance. Office. LMNO. Here we go. There you are. Man, this was such back in the day. This is so funny. Look how because it's like I just took one of these and like drug it over for the texture. I did that to this too. Um, so I should probably fix this one, but it didn't seem quite as big of a deal. Also, why are they green? Oh, it's because there's a glass overlay on top of them. Whoops. How does ham the space chip sound? What is ham the space chip? Okay, so you can barely tell. This you can barely tell that it's way too many shades. This one, I didn't. I was like, what the heck is this thing? I wanted to make it more proper. Okay. I'm almost like, oh, it's not even. Hmm. What if it was just like that? How'd you get the gun price to change? How do you get the gun? You have to put the mod into this folder. So like my games, like if you do it in um like this folder, it won't work because certain sprite sheets are loaded only on like the boot up of the game, and that's one of them. So that's the problem. I've never played Human Being. I hope it's an adaptation of the movie Killer Bean. No, I was first actually. I was first. I think so. Or at least before he went viral. He was like an animator for like Hollywood before like leaving everything and staking his life savings on that Killer Bean thing, and it fucking like paid off because people thought it was funny. Okay, I think that's enough for this. Not sure if it's in this one. Is this not the one from Ace Sprites? How many percent would you say it's done? Like 75? I'm very close with the levels. It's just cutscenes. 4%, yeah. Which Midnight Animal fan game? Is there a new one? If you're talking about the original, it was a spectacular failure. Spencer Yan is an interesting character. Um, I don't know if his game. I don't. Is his game out yet? Okay. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. We're gonna mark this one as blue. Have it here, here. That's really it. Is here. 3 uses of it's enough. Story of love and forgetting you. Let it go. Yeah, I get asked all the time. So yeah, Spencer Young's new game, from what I've heard, is like he asked for like an extension on it. Like a publisher gave him a ton of money, and he asked for like a bunch of extensions on it, and then he just like had like a mental health episode or something, and didn't finish it. And I think they've parted ways with him now. I don't know if that's true yet, but I don't know. He struggles with finishing things, but he's got amazing connections. He's great at marketing. Holy shit, that guy can market. Amazing connections in the industry and really good at marketing. So, if he ever does finish something, he'll have enough money to live. I feel like it could have been good if he didn't start playing the Persona. You're wrong. Yeah, if he had just motorboated Amy's rack, if he had just released it at like pre-editor where it was just like fucking around with a bunch of like new mechanics that he added, everyone would have lost their minds because we wanted just more sandboxy Hotline Miami. All right, what were we doing? What were we doing? Moving on to the next one. Oh, we're doing the planets now. Doing the planets. Okay, so how big is the parasol? Okay, that's the accurate size. I think you're a slight oval. Yeah. What's my opinion on the better editor? Uh, it has some cool stuff, but I don't need it. Right now, basically. It's like, oh, it's your opinion on some new GIMP tool, and it's like it seems nice. I just need to be working on what I'm working on. Like my tools aren't the thing holding me back. But I did use it a little bit to like tweak something, and it like gave me all my levels a cutscene floor, which annoyed me. But yeah, it's cool. I've used it actually for some tile stuff. Like some of the things that it does drastically makes things easier. So it's cool. I wish it had come out earlier. Not any shade of them, obviously, but like human beings near done. I'm gonna once the cutscenes start being made, it might need check it out to see what they're offering there. I'd go with Hammer. He's a real person. Real life Hammer seems pretty dope. Okay, so the parasol will be Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Neptune and Uranus. Hee Uranus. So I got this tool. Okay, how big is this? 55 by 55. So this is how I did the spinny planet. Isn't that cool? So for Mercury, what's this sucker look like? I don't think it looks like that. Who wins in an oiled up Torkov, Hammer, or Jackie May? I think Hammer probably has got the thicker ass. I think Jackie May has a flat ass. Because I don't think it's a bunch of rainbow crap. It's probably just gray. It says ChatGPT. What color is the planet Mercury? Okay, so this is gray. In my head it's reddish, but that's obviously Mars. This image right here. It's like that's got to be through some sort of specific lens that highlights stuff. I just killed. I'm so sorry. Get a lot of trees asking ChatGPT questions. Yeah, I like to ask a lot of history questions. I don't know anything about Chinese history past like the 1800s, so okay. No atmosphere. So is this? I don't think I want it. These planets look just like the one from the projector, though. Good color resource, though. I'm just looking through images. Okay, so I'm not crazy. See, they depict it as red too. Here it's gray. It's not a really interesting planet. It's just a little ball on fire. Or that's wait, it's a little rocky ball. It's too hot. I'm not answering that, Jerry. Why I should look at Mercury? Wonder how it will capture these. Is that Mercury enough? What is the coolest planet? Uh, I mean, probably Pluto. It's probably the coolest. The coolest planet is Saturn, like visually. Other than Earth, but Earth is like its own thing. Let's see. This is called Lava Planet. Yeah, we'll have some custom music. The current budget for Max Payne 1 2 collection, Doom Eternal, and a copy of Ace Bright, and the cover art and music commissions. Yeah, I've spent probably maybe $200 to $300 in total, not counting like time. All right. The Sirius is pretty cool. It's where the Sirius Sam enemies are from. Is Sirius. That's why they're called the Syrians, which is weird. Because we have like a country called Syria. um, yeah. Now I just gotta get the colors. Let's go redder. Yeah, I don't know. Mercury. In my head, it's always like, oh, planets are easy. It's a sphere. It's like you got to give it texture. I say we keep Mercury kind of red or yellow. No, Venus is yellow. Do you know that Betelgeuse is named after a star? I know there's a Betelgeuse star. Is the actual like dude like from the movie? That's what you're referring to? That kind of looks like a skull. Man, Mercury just has a lot of different interpretations. I saw the first season. Um, I thought it was interesting. I liked the concept of superheroes in like the real world in terms of like if you're actually super strong, it's gory. Kind of the same way The Boys is, but I never got around to watching The Boys, and then it turned into some weird um, political analogy, like very ham-fisted. Um, so I don't know what I'm doing. I need to come up with a actual plan as to what these plants are gonna do, because it's like, oh, I could use this tool, right? But then, am I gonna do Earth like that? Is that good enough? It kind of is fine, but are they too close to the other thing? Or would they clash if I didn't do it this way? I think I'm gonna, instead of doing the shading this way, it's gonna be top down. The Boys is good, and I think all art is political, but The Boys is too on the nose. Not a lot of, yeah. Um, but it seems funny, right? I might watch it one day. But yeah, I liked Invincible. I don't really watch that many shows though. Like if I have free time, I'm probably gonna play a video game. Like I've been watching more stuff because I have a girlfriend now, and so like when we're tired, but you know, she's not gonna want to watch all the stuff that I want to watch. Is this even? This looks off center. Oh, it totally is. By like just one bit though. How are we gonna do this? There you go. I feel like I make too many circles in Human Being. Like I feel like a huge amount of my time spent is just making circles in GIMP, which doesn't have a really good circle tool. What if Superman was evil? Complete slop. I mean, like, I think it's right in that people if people were just actually superior than other people in terms of like that large of a gap, it would create the biggest narcissists ever, right? Like if you were an actual invincible god, it's probably a bit played out at this point, though, right? Because I'm not a huge superhero fan, so the idea of like killing them all because they're assholes is funny to me. Yeah, Sopranos have been meaning to watch. Um, I mean, when I say meaning to watch, it's like, oh, that has internet presence, and it might be good to. I tried watching the show Rome from HBO with my girlfriend, but it had too many butts and penises and nipples and pussies. She didn't really like that. Bless her heart, she's so pure. Can't get mad at her for that. Can't blame her. If I watch The Sopranos, my vocabulary. What can it? Isn't it already irrecoverable because you're like a You spend too much time online already. Is any of us safe? Yeah, the Boondocks would be a dangerous show to watch the white guy and absorb the audio, absorb the way they speak. I don't know, boss. I don't know about these. Firstly, man, we might just get rid of the outline, or at least drastically reduce it first. Gabagoo, forget about it. Hey, my advice would be to for you to open a different tab and play music because no matter what I play, it gets like copyright struck or it's garbage. Like the free use stuff. It's like, or people complain about the music. People be like, "What the hell is this music?" And it's like, "Well, sorry." So now everyone can just open up a different tab and play their own songs while I do my own thing because I am listening to Peak Focus for Complex Tasks, Deep House Tiger Mix plus isochronic tones, whatever this is, but you can't hear it. I wonder if just showing you the video could get it struck. That would be cringe. How much do I squat? I don't know. I don't do any legs because I was born with decent legs. I don't have skinny legs. I remember actually I remember I was at the gym with my brother and we did like the squats and I felt this like pain in my abdomen like that like slight to the side and I was worried I gave myself a hernia for like 6 months. I could still feel it and it finally went away at some point, but for nearly a year from it cleared up in 2024 at some point, but I pretty sure I fucked my intestines up somehow doing or a muscle And I was like, you know what? I don't need to do legs. I do a lot of running, which is kind of like how I've shaped my legs. And I'm just naturally a squat dude. Do I run all the time? Yeah. Yeah, I run all the time. In fact, I'm gonna end this to go run in 10 minutes. Yeah, the Sopranos posting is good. I don't even go on TV, but I just, I just love the Italian shit. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I don't even know if you can tell if this is a planet. Thing is, I just, from a top-down perspective, I didn't think this kind of, and I don't think you can rotate it like that. Oh, it doesn't even change the lighting. That's interesting. Fascinating. What are you running from? Calories. I'm running away from calories. This is such a cool tool. Like, look at how long. You can even do stars. Look a little weird. Um, do galaxies. Let me up the. How? Oh wow. Interesting. You can make these in. Maybe you should try my routine. My routine isn't. My routine isn't all that complex. So this is the default. So okay, so it looks to me that I was curious how he did this. So okay, so this looks a lot easier to do than the pixel stuff. And then okay. Okay. Are you a varsity athlete? Eh? Uh, I did track and soccer when I was in college or high school. I was in high school. Did nothing in college. I like these colors. I'm gonna hit export on that. Just save it. It's so pixely you wouldn't even notice that it's not Earth. This one I definitely feel like we could take. This is too much dither. It's too much like a shitty spotlight or something. So I think, honestly, I think I might just keep this for Mercury. So okay, we got Mercury, Venus, which just got one, just got two. Wow, that's pretty close already. Let's import that. His color selection is pretty good. These presets. No, I like that preset. How high can I go before it like collapses on me? What does Venus look? Oh, not 5. 1 pixel. Alright, there's a cat. Okay. Multiple protagonists are great. Hotline Miami 2 wouldn't be half as good with only Pardo. This all for the museum level? Yes, sir. Yeah, Venus looks pretty close to this. I think if I was going to do it by hand, I would completely avoid any sort of shading, trying to make it look round. Just keep it as is. That looks too much like Mars. Like, am I crazy? Is this not Mars? Like, doesn't Mars have the gigantic gap right here? Like, what am I looking at? Okay. Yes, this is Mars. Why does it say Mercury? Why are you so shit nowadays, Google? Holy cow. Okay. So Mercury is gray, or we make it this, which would be a nightmare to do on pixels. Oh, it's got a dark pass because it had carbon. Hey Rob, do you think a campaign needs a single protagonist with lots of development, or do you think it doesn't matter if it's spread out? Yeah, you can totally spread out multiple characters. That's what Hotline Miami did, and I like, especially if you have multiple levels, it's nice to change up the playstyle. Is there any good ways to help me build harder levels? I love the difficulty of Eyes Wide Shut, but I'm not great with enemy placement. Um, Special enemies would be the trick, and give the player room to move. Um, Make it so they're kind of, especially like if you look at Eyes Wide Shut, you're in the action immediately. I call it a hot start because that's what they call it in the Doom mapping community. Is like if you stand still where you spawned in the floor, you're gonna die if you don't act on it. Um, but not too large levels that like the enemies lose track of you easily. Um, it is kind of like a science, but like a art more than a science in some ways. Let's put you. Can you go in the tab? Like, let's see here. Yeah, I'm like, where's my dudes? This is probably gonna be a bad example because you can't really see them. Let's see if I can erase it. Or is it gonna show up? Okay, it's not gonna work. But like I have a guy here, I have a dodger here and a fat here. So you're spawning here. You have to deal with these two guys. You have like they're gonna come for you. So you have to go this way. Well, going this way, you have a much easier enemy to deal with, and you can get a weapon from him. But then I've got it timed, so this guy's walking here, and this is blocking vision. But as soon as he gets to here, he's gonna start seeing you. So the difficulty comes from you identifying which your target is, choosing him, getting the knife, and being able to deal with him fast enough. And then you have a knife, you have a gun, you can deal with these dudes, but you have to be moving to get space. And if you don't do it in time, eventually a dog comes in. You want to have this all cleared out by the time the dog comes. So that's kind of how I would describe making harder levels. Use smart special enemy placement, and make the player have to move. Hey, Soda, you caught me near the end of the stream, unfortunately. Okay, these planets turned out annoying. Um, that is so bad. I don't know what I was thinking with that, but this is decent. I might try one more shot at doing it by hand, where I'm not trying to do shading. Otherwise, we're just going to use the tool to make me some planets. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to go for a run and go to dinner. We had a nice time making the Blackbird, which I think looks pretty neat. I think the windows might need some work, but I'm happy how that turned out. I kind of want to add it to the game before the end of the stream, but it's going to be a little annoying. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it before I want to see it in action. Okie dokie. It's probably in C props diner. Okay. So we have this. File new. So someone taught me something cool in the comments of my tutorials. You can just do that times 2. I have times 2. No, not earlier. Alpha channel. What's for dinner? I don't know. I'll find that out when I arrive. Okay. Then we gotta go here. Just play from here. Ah! I don't think either of those guys got shot. Yeah. Actually, I can see it from here. Is it backwards? What the hell? Is it flipped? The words, you see that? Huh. Interesting. Huh. I wonder if it's the sprite behavior. Hmm. Okay, now I'm curious. That's interesting, though. Let me. Oh, I closed it? So it's just my fault. Okay. I shouldn't have. Oh, I didn't close it. It's right there. Okay. There we go. So ideally, it'll get cut off like here, right? Like the borders once I add them. Oh, hey, what are you doing? Dang it. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot the item. Okay, I need to make this thing something you can walk under, and I'll give we'll just put stuff underneath it. But okay, not bad. I'm gonna move this like here now. I'm gonna put the moon underneath here. That's where the planets will go, these things. Okay. Well, I knew we were gonna get through everything, because I never do. But that's that. All right, thanks guys. Tune